When you're gone, how do you want to be remembered?
As
Selena Quintanilla, the queen of Tejano music. Selena Quintanilla was more than an artist. Selena was a cultural icon that influenced generations of people. But how exactly did a young Mexican-American girl who had trouble speaking Spanish influence millions around the world? Who was Selena Quintanilla? Dreams. Selena Quintanilla was born the youngest of 3 children to Abraham Jr. and Marcela Quintanilla in Lake Jackson on April 16, 1971. Selena always loved to sing. Throughout her childhood, she had always dreamed of being a singer, and her father often made the children practice music. Her father always focused on Selena's brother and sister more than her. But soon, Selena showed her father what an amazing voice she had. When Selena was 9 years old, her father formed a family band called Selena y los Dinos. Her sister, Suzette, played drums, and her brother, Abraham III, AB, played bass guitar. At the time, Selena was not fluent in Spanish, so her father wrote many of the Spanish language songs that the group performed in the family's restaurant. Selena and Los Dinos traveled throughout Texas to perform, usually as the opening act for Tejano bands. Because of the band's popularity, Selena stopped attending school in 8th grade. The band recorded its first album, Mis Primeras Grabaciones, in 1984, followed by the albums Alpha and The Muñequito del Trapo 2 years later. In 1986, when Quintanilla was 15 years old, she won Female Entertainer of the Year at the Tejano Music Awards, and her songs with Los Dinos began soaring on Latin music charts. Their fortunes changed dramatically when Selena was signed by Jose Bejar, the former head of Sony's Latin music division and creator of the Capitol EMI Latin label in 1989. The signing came about when Bejar and a friend, Mario Ruiz, who became president of EMI Mexico, attended the 1989 Tejano Music Awards, searching for new talent, and discovered Selena. The events went as follows, according to the account by Jose Bejar. We were standing at the back of the auditorium when we saw her. Mario and I looked at each other like, wow, this is special. I said it's interesting. Women don't usually sell in the Tejano market. This is a crossover act that I'm looking for. Selena's dream of becoming a superstar singer was beginning to become reality. Success. As Selena's career took off, she released 2 hit albums, Ven Conmigo and Entré a mi Mundo, featuring the hit song Como la Flor in 1992. The great success of these albums completed Selena's transformation from unknown to star. Then a show featuring Selena at the Summit in Houston in the summer of 1991 drew more than 9,000 people. Next followed Selena Live, which gave the young singer her first Grammy along with 3 Tejano Awards, opening the door to mainstream pop. After 4 years of attempts, Jose Bejar, using Selena's soaring popularity and sales to their advantage, finally convinced EMI's pop division to give her the crossover chance she had been dreaming of. By December 1993, Selena had been signed by EMI's SBK subsidiary to begin her crossover album, which took a year and a half to produce due to the tedious effort of finding the right songs and producers. The Amor Prohibido album. The Amor Prohibido album featured 4 #1 Latin singles: Amor Prohibido, No Me Queda Más, Bidi Bidi Bam Bam, and Fotos y Recuerdos. When Amor Prohibido came out, it promptly replaced Gloria Estefan's Mi Tierra and #1 on Billboard Latin's track charts, and even made the top 200 on Billboard's pop charts. It led to 6 awards at the Tejano Music Awards ceremony, attended by more than 45,000 people. Selena also realized 2 more dreams in 1994. First, she opened a boutique salon in Corpus Christi called Selena ETC. Since childhood, Selena had dreamed of designing clothing and jewelry. Second, she had a role in Don Juan de Marco, a film released in early 1995 that starred Marlon Brando and Johnny Depp, and offered the potential of leading to greater and perhaps more leading roles. Acting had been a recent dream of Selena's. With the impending release of Selena's crossover album, Dreaming of You, her widespread fame and rocketing demand, a $1 million record deal, a Grammy Award, endorsements from sponsors like Coca-Cola, and her own line of clothing, it seemed like Selena's meteoric career could only rise higher. By this time, Selena had been named one of the most successful Latin entertainers in the world. But then, tragedy struck. The Biggest Fan. Born on September 19th, 1960, Yolanda Saldivar was a self-professed biggest Selena fan. Yolanda was convinced by her friends to give Selena a try, even though she originally disliked her because she dominated the Tejano Music Awards. After attending one of her concerts, Yolanda began repeatedly calling Selena's father, Abraham Quintanilla Jr., about starting a fan club in San Antonio. Yolanda was said to have developed a psychotic, unhealthy obsession with Selena. Whenever Selena was abroad or on a tour, Yolanda would insist to be at her side every second. Upset when denied any whim. When a few of Selena's employees pulled together a large amount of money to buy their employer a gift to show their appreciation, Yolanda insisted she take the money herself and buy something that Selena will like. She ended up buying Selena a ring with the money and claimed she bought it herself. When people visited Yolanda's house, it was said that her house was like a Selena shrine. Pictures of the singer were squished together wall to wall. Quintanilla Jr. eventually gave in to her requests, and she immediately became the club's president. By 1993, the fan club had reached 1,500 members in less than 4 years, and it eventually grew to over 5,000 people, becoming one of the largest fan clubs in the San Antonio area. Eventually, Yolanda's relationship with the Quintanillas deepened when Selena named her operations manager to handle sales, customer relations, and Selena's ETC's finances. At the time, no one saw Saldivar's dark obsession. Nobody had been aware that Saldivar had been turned down by Shelly Lares, a prominent young Tejano singer, to form a Shelly Lares fan club, and had been accused of stealing over $9,200 from a dermatologist she had worked for. However, by early 1995, Abraham Quintanilla began to receive complaints from upset fans who reported that they were not receiving the Selena packets, consisting of a t-shirt, baseball cap, cassette CD, and an autographed poster they had paid for in membership dues. Money also began to go missing from the boutiques. With their suspicions growing, the Quintanillas conducted an investigation and discovered that Saldivar had written 4 checks, including one to herself for $3,000 from the fan club's books. Selena's father then angrily confronted Saldivar, who claimed she could explain everything if given some time. Afterwards, Saldivar purchased a .38 caliber gun. Death. Yet despite the mounting evidence, Selena sent Saldivar to Mexico to assist with opening a Selena ETC boutique in Monterrey, hopefully that they could remain friends after the confrontation. Selena was willing to give Saldivar the chance she had requested to prove her innocence and find the missing papers. While in Mexico, Saldivar phoned Selena to hysterically report that the car containing the documents had been stolen. Selena requested that Saldivar meet her at the Days Inn Motel in Corpus Christi. When Selena and her husband arrived, Saldivar failed to produce any documents. Afterwards, Saldivar called Selena around midnight on the morning of March 31st, 1995, claiming that she was suffering from internal bleeding. During the phone conversation, Saldivar pleaded for Selena to return alone, which she did in the morning. Once there, Selena drove Saldivar to the hospital, where she retracted her story. Selena drove her back to the motel, where they both argued afterwards. Upon hearing the argument and a gunshot, a maid cleaning a nearby room looked out the window and saw Selena clutching her chest, screaming for help, as she fled from Saldivar, who clutched the gun in her right hand, aimed, and fired again. When Selena made it to the lobby, she collapsed, bleeding profusely from her wound. Although the desk clerk locked the door and called 911 for an ambulance, it was too late.
What is your location? David Motel, it's 901 Navigation Boulevard. What's on you? We have a woman ran in the lobby, said she's been shot. She's right on the floor. There's 911 emergency. Police officer, someone's been shot over here. Navigation, David. Okay, we'll remember. We'll remember. She's out here in the parking lot, 158. Okay, who shot her? The lady on 158 shot the lady over here. Okay, is the lady on 158 still bad? We don't know. They shot somebody. She's taking off. Her name? Yes. Yolanda? Yolanda? She's a suspect? Yes, ma'am. What's her last name? S-A-E-B-I-D. LB. She's with Selena Incorporated, the lady from the singer. Okay, but where did she go? She ran out with her. If y'all come across any information of something, you call me right back, okay? All right, bye-bye.
Efforts to revive Selena, despite a blood infusion and electric shocks that briefly restarted her heart, were to no avail. She was pronounced dead at 1:05 p.m. Today, nearly 12 years after her death, Selena's legacy lives on. Despite the tragedy, Selena made the crossover into mainstream and is an icon whose spirit still lives. Reminders of Selena's warmth, generosity, and beauty are all around Corpus Christi. Mirador de la Flor stands along the Gulf Shore, while a museum dedicated to her career stands only a few miles away. Selena memorabilia remains popular, with rare autographs going at times for more than $10,000. Selena Quintanilla was more than an artist. Selena was a cultural icon that influenced generations of people, and will continue to influence generations of people for years to come.
When you're gone, how do you want to be remembered?
As not only as an entertainer, but as a person who cared a lot, and I gave the best that I could, and I tried to be the best role model that I possibly could, and the best person that I could. I tried to help out.